What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot. This is a classic, dude. This is one that I've been hanging on to for a long time. And listen, man, consider this a late Christmas gift, maybe an early New Year's hoot, if you will, but it's something special. You guys are going to want to listen to this one. Drop a like if you guys do enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you guys so much for 300K, bro. We killed it. I actually got 300K for Christmas, dude. St. Nicholas pulled up on me, bro. Thank you guys so much for the love, dude. It feels amazing. Like, it's truly awesome to have this many subs. It feels very surreal. I'm not going to sit here and ramble about it for the whole video. Just thank you guys so much for the love, dude. I appreciate that. And hey, if all 300,000 of y'all bought merch, I'd be living on an island right now, man. Hey, check out the merch drop at the top of the description, baby. Get your hands on some beautiful, fine, high-quality Goblin merch today. If you recognize someone else in public wearing this merch, instantly, you've made a new friend. You've got someone to sesh with. This is the ultimate way to connect with crackheads, dude. Get your hands on Goblin merch today. You're just not going to regret it whatsoever, man. DM me pictures of your merch purchases, whether you got them on or whatever, and I'll show some love, man. I appreciate you guys. Let's dive right into the video. So, this took place a very long time ago, back in 2016 during my junior year of high school. And, man, dude, it's crazy to think, bro. I think I was, what, 7? I just turned 17 during this, and I turned 22 this Saturday, dude. It's kind of fucked, dude. I'm an ancient dude. My last good birthday was 21. Now none of the birthdays they're not relevant anymore, dude. It's just I'm withering away now. I'm just dying now. That's all that happens every birthday. But either way, so back on topic here. This took place back in my junior year of high school. And this started off as a pretty standard day. I remember it was a weekend, and I'd gotten a ride home, and Ashton rode home with me, which is a pretty common thing, right? Ashton isn't around for the entirety of this story. He's just here for the beginning of it, right? But he got a ride home with me because we had decided that we wanted to kick it at my place for a little bit. My mom was going to be at work until later in the evening, and Ashton didn't really have shit to do for a couple hours. So we were like, fuck it, dude. Just hang out at my place. Maybe you could serve some people. We'll chill out. We'll have a hoot, So we're kicking it at my house. We're sitting at my dining room table, just kind of chatting it up. We're on our phones, and we're doing a little bit of K, right? I remember I'd only did like a couple bumps. As soon as we got there, Ashton almost immediately busted out his K and gave me a bump. And then we just chilled out, listened to some music, and we were kind of scrolling through social media, dude. And back then, those were the days when you could just scroll through Vine for ages and other apps like that, dude. Nowadays you got TikTok, but dude, we went through some dark times where from 2017 to 2019, we just had nothing, dude. Now TikTok's decent, but hey, it's still not as good as Vine. But back then, dude, you could just sit on your phone on ages on Vine. So we're fucking around on our phones, presumably on Vine, because that's what everyone was doing back then. And we're chilling out, having a hoop. And eventually, my buddy Jimmy hits me up. Jimmy was actually in my first time taking acid story, for those of you guys who have seen that. I don't remember what name I gave him in that, so we're just going to call him Jimmy in this one. I think it was something similar, though. But Jimmy is a very long-time friend of mine, and it was his house that I took acid at for the first time. Kind of a similar scenario playing out here, where his parents were gone for the weekend, right? But Jimmy hits me up on Snapchat, and he's like, yo, dude, what you on this weekend? My parents left. Let's hang out. Right? It's been a little while. I was like, yo, dude, I'm chilling at my house with Ashton right now. Come through, dude. Come hang out. Let's smoke or something. So, of course, Jimmy, he walks over, and he lived literally across the street from me. I'm talking, it was like a 5-minute walk, tops, from his house to mine. You cross an intersection, and bam, you're just basically at my crib, right? So he walks over to my house, and he gets there, and he walks on in, and this guy's just lit already, bro. This guy is bussing already. I could tell he was fucked up. And I asked what he took, and he was like, oh, dude, I took a bar earlier, dude. I'm feeling pretty decent. And he actually I believe he had a prescription. I don't know if it was... I think he briefly had a prescription, but he lost it pretty quickly because his parents figured out he was abusing it. But there was a time where he had a pretty strong Xan script, right? So this guy was just lit on these things 24/7. But he shows up, and I dap him up. It's great to see him. I've been tight with Jimmy since literally preschool. We actually went to the same preschool together. This is the true day one homie, right? So I dap him up, we're chilling. I bring him on in, and we're all having a hoot. It's him, me, myself, and Ashton, and we're all chilling out. And we go back out to the balcony out back of my house, right? There's a little, I live in a second-story condo, where I used to, right? So there's a little balcony that we'd all go smoke on, the little deck, right? We walk out there, and it's cold as fuck, dude. It is not nice out, bro. It was snowy, but it was like that murky, kind of slippery snow where it's like water. Dude, it was horrible, bro. Bad conditions. But we went out there to smoke, right? We spent our time at the dining room table rolling up a little bit, and now we went out there, and Jimmy and I were smoking, you know? Ashton obviously couldn't smoke. You know, that guy smoked like once a month because of probation. But Jimmy and I were chilling, and Ashton was K'd up. I was still feeling that bump a little bit, but I didn't do nearly as much as he did. And Jimmy's just chilling, you know? He's barred out and he's having a hoop. And Ashton mentions, you know, he looks over to Jimmy and he's like, yo, dude, you looking to grab anything off me? Jimmy's like, well, what do you got? Ashton busts out these beautiful tabs, dude. This guy had he just out of his pocket just pulled like 40 fucking tabs out, dude. And he pulls these shits out and he lays them on the table and he's like, dude, like these are fire, you know, like do you want any of these? And Jimmy was a pretty common shopper with Ashton, right? In particular, his acid, you know, Jimmy, he was a kind of guy who, listen, he probably shouldn't have done acid. It was a 50-50 as to whether he'd have a bad trip or a good trip because he was kind of cuckoo in the head, you know. But either way, he loved buying from the guy. He loved the drug either way. So he's like, yo, dude, I got like $20 on me. I'm trying to get some. And I see this acid, and Ashton hadn't even mentioned it to me. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, how the fuck, like, how many drugs does this guy have on him where he doesn't even mention the 40 tabs in his pocket, bro? Like, he's already pulled out ketamine. Now he's got fucking, like, half a sheet of acid. Like, dude, what else does this guy have on him, you know? And I'm sitting there, and I got $20 in my pocket. And I'm like, Jimmy, dude, let me throw with you. Like, I'm trying to grab some, too. So he's like, all right, you know, you guys got $40. He's like, I'll do you guys a real solid. I'll hook you up. Ashton was always the boy, dude. This guy would give prices that I've never had another plug even compete with, dude. This guy would like break even serving me. Not literally, but like he'd make wonderful deals with me, right? So we threw out $20 together and he was like, I'll throw you guys a 10 strip for that, right? I'm like, say less, dude. This is some of the best acid I've ever done, dude. Paying that price, count me in, dude. I would have been cool paying double that, dude. Count me the fuck in, you know? Like, this shit's super gas. I'm excited, right? My boy. So, of course, I dap up Ash, and I'm like, dude, next time you could smoke, I owe you big. Or, like, next time I buy some K off you, you know? Like, I got you, right? Like, my man, you know, you're the boy. He's like, of course, dude, you know, of course. That was just how he was, you know? He was always just a good guy. So he rips a little corner off of the giant piece of tin foil that he had all his tabs wrapped up in, and he put our 10 strip in there, right? And he was kind enough to break it in half, so we had 2 little 5 strips, and Jimmy goes and takes it and puts it in his pocket, you know? And I'm like, all right, well, Jimmy, dude, let's trip at your crib tonight, dude. Like, you said your parents aren't coming out, let's get lit, right? So I'm like, Ashton, dude, you got to slide over tonight, you know? And Ashton's like, oh, you know, I mentioned earlier, like, I got shit to do. I got to go in a little bit. You know, I probably can't spend the whole night over there, but, you know, I'll maybe come over there at first and then just go home from there, right? So I'm like, bet. Sounds wonderful, dude. Let's slide, right? So Jimmy's house is literally across the street, right? Jimmy and I, you know, Jimmy's got his tabs in his pocket. We hop out the front door, you know, Ashton comes out behind us, and we walk on over there, right? We take a nice little stroll, and I'm still feeling pretty okay off the K. It was kind of, you know, wearing off at this point. I'd been bussing for a little, well, not bussing, but I've been feeling it for a little while. I've been off a bumpy or two for a little while. So we get over to Jimmy's house, and we're chilling there for a little bit. And as soon as we get there, I'm like, yo, dude, before we trip, let's pre-roll a couple blunts, right? Like, let's get this all situated. So we bust out our weed, we bust out our swishers, and we pre-roll, I think it was like 3 or 4 blunts. You know, we weren't balling. We didn't have a ton of weed, but we had enough to last for the trip, right? So we pre-rolled, well, let's go with like 4 blunts, right? 2 packs of blunts. That's more than likely what we did, you know? Because listen, man, 4 blunts is the perfect amount for a trip with 2 heads, right? Listen, you don't need 40 blunts. You're tripping. You're not going to be smoking the whole time. You're going to be staring at ceilings and shit, all right? 4 blunts, perfect amount, right? So, either way, we get to Jimmy's house and we're chilling for a bit. We're rolling these blunts, and Ashton has to go. He's like, yo, boys, I probably got to head out. I'm going to get my Uber, right? So he calls up an Uber, you know, we're just chilling, and he gets his ride home. I dap him up, you know, Jimmy daps him up. We say goodbye, you know, we say see you later, which basically means see you tomorrow because I kicked it with that kid like every day. And now the hoots begin, right? Now it's time to trip. So I pop a tab on my tongue, and Jimmy takes his little 5 strip, and he breaks off 3 tabs and puts them on his tongue. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. And he's like, dude, my parents aren't coming home till like Monday. Let's send it. You know, I'm like, okay. Say less. So I take 2 more tabs and throw them on my tongue, right? I'm ready for the hoot. The games now begin, right? We've got these tabs down the hatch, and we're like, yo, let's go get stoned while we wait for the come up. So we take our first blunt, we go out back, and Jimmy lived in a super nice house, right? A beautiful house. There was a clear distinction between literally the intersection divided like the wealth level of this neighborhood, right? On my side of it was like your townhouses and your condos and stuff. Then you go across the intersection that he has to walk across to get to my crib, and it's just these beautiful independent houses, no townhouses or anything, no condos, just beautiful houses with sunrooms, in-ground pools, for the ones that have 2 different garage doors. That's how rich they are, no, 2-car garage, no, that's not enough. We need another little 1-car garage door just to the right of that, just to let you know. We have 3 cars in here, maybe more. Like, dude, ballin'. So we go back out to his sunroom, and this guy's sunroom is lit, dude. There's like a TV hooked up in the top corner, dude. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful house to trip at, right? So we're sitting out back, and we smoke this first blunt, and we kill it pretty quick, and we get back inside and opt to play some games, right? He busts out his laptop and hands it to me, and it's an ancient old laptop, but it's good enough to run League, right? So he's on his desktop, and I'm sitting on his laptop, laying on his bed, and we're playing League of Legends, right? We're having a hoot, dude, and we're still waiting for the come up. And maybe like 30 minutes into this game, League games are long as hell, or at least at this time they were. I don't really play anymore, so I think nowadays they're kind of shorter. But back in the day, dude, you could have an hour-long League game easily, no question, right? So we're chilling out. We're like maybe 20, 30 minutes into this game. We just smoked our blunt. And I start feeling the come up. I feel that electricity going through me, dude. That almost like tingling, like, oh, here we go, It's like someone took you and wrapped like a rope around your waist and just dangled you, like slowly lifted you off the ground from a crane, Like, as just the higher up you get, the bigger of like a tingling, like, oh shit, kind of butterfly feeling you get. It's lit, dude. I always struggle to describe the come up feeling because it's just so unique. It's so fun. But either way, we're hooting, dude. I'm feeling great. I'm starting to come up. And we finished this first game of League, and we get into the next one. We start up another one, and by the time we're like 10 minutes into the other one, I'm tripping balls, dude. I remember I'm trying to play the game and I'm looking at the keyboard, but this old ass laptop, half of the keys were like scratched off, right? This isn't no like RGB MSI gaming laptop. No, this is like a Toshiba, bro. There's like, dude, all the keys are getting scratched off. So I'm looking down and I'm trying to identify what keys to press to attack these enemies, dude. And I'm fucking up, dude. I'm pressing all the wrong shit. And the keyboard's wiggling. Just looks like one big rectangle. Looks like just one big key by the time I'm done with this game. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. I ended up AFKing like half the game. Same with Jason or Jimmy, pardon me. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. This is fucked, right? This is terrible. So I come to the realization that obviously we are not capable of playing this game. I'm like, yo, dude, let's go do something else, right? So we leave his room and we walk down a staircase, and bro, once we walk out of his room, the house, he lived in a very big, nice house, like I mentioned. Once you walk out of his room, you're on the second level, but you can see down to the first level, and I'm just looking around and everything's going crazy, dude. Everything is mental. It looks like the house ate me and I'm in its stomach, dude. I'm looking around and I'm like, bro, every single object in this house is a living being. Like, this is crazy as hell, Everything's morphing and moving, dude. All of the lights, it almost felt like they were fluctuating in brightness. I almost felt this like, it was just, everything was almost glowing, like it was getting really warm and then getting really cold. I could just feel the colors changing on everything, and it was crazy as hell, right? So we go downstairs, and we're chilling out, sitting on his couch watching TV, which is a classic pastime. You can just get sucked up for hours in TV when you're tripping, right? But eventually we're like, yo, dude, like, we need something to drink, right? And we realize there's nothing in his fridge. This guy, dude, his mom left him with fuck all. She left him with like a little bit of cash on him to order like a pizza, right? But we weren't hungry. We didn't want pizza, bro. We wanted like a nice ice cold beverage. We wanted like a soda or something, like a Sprite would just smack at that very moment. So we're sitting there and we're like, dude, like, how are we gonna get a drink? Like we got to get something to drink, dude. All they have here, like, all you got is like waters and like milk, dude. Like, this is I don't want to drink milk, dude. I'm on 3 tabs. This is fucked. We need some good bevies, So we come to the conclusion, like, all right, we got to navigate our way to McDonald's. And McDonald's is pretty close to Jimmy's house, right? McDonald's is like Ooh, dude, tops a 10-minute walk when you're sober. Tops. Like, that's if you're really taking a stroll, you're waving at the neighbors. It's close, dude. So we're like, bet, dude, let's go walk up to McDonald's, we'll get a soda, and we'll come home. And we think in our heads that this is a great plan. We're tripping balls, but we're just like, dude, this is going to work. Like, we know how to get to McD's, so what? And I wasn't really realizing just how hard I was tripping until we left his house, right? Like, I knew, but I still thought I could coherently navigate a neighborhood, right, as it was getting dark. No, dude, absolutely not, right? It wasn't pitch black yet, but we step out of his house, right? And when you walk out of his house, there's just big, bright, beautiful neighborhood, a lot of cars going by. There's that main road intersection. And I remember we started off and we went in the right direction, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident we started the right way. Because I remember as soon as you walk out of his house, you have to turn right to go to the McDonald's. And I remember us going right. I've been to this kid's house 100 million times. It's just like, I could literally describe every single house on this kid's block, dude. We've been kicking it for like 20 years. But either way, so we turn right out of this kid's house and we walk, right? We take a stroll and we get up to the intersection. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking around. I'm loving the fresh air, bro. I'm loving it. There's just an ice cold breeze, but I don't care. I didn't even bring my coat. I wore one over, but I left it back at Jimmy's house, bro. I remember I should have been freezing, but I was feeling great, dude. I felt the warmth just pumping through my veins, dude. I was like, holy shit. I'm not even chilly. This is great. And it's got the wet snow on the ground. It's fucked. I didn't give a damn, dude. I was like, yo, I'm lit. So we cross the street, right? We wait until the coast is clear and we run across the fucking street. And once I started sprinting, as I'm moving quickly, combined with the tripping and all the movement already, I got overwhelmed, bro. I got really overwhelmed and I got really nauseous. Like, once we got across the street, as soon as I stopped moving, it's almost like the blurring of colors didn't stop, or the blurring of objects didn't stop, Like, when something's moving really fast, or when you're moving really fast and just, you're in a car and everything around you is like a blur. It was like I was stuck like that, even after I stopped running. And I got really overwhelmed and nauseous, dude. And I sat down. I was like, bro, like, I think I might puke, dude. Like, I'm really not feeling good. So I remember sitting down, and we're literally just sitting there on the corner, right off a main-ass road. Everyone's looking at us, dude. Everyone's driving past, probably looking like, what are these crackheads doing? There's even a couple people walking around in this area, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm just breathing. I'm trying to breathe slow. I'm like, oh, And one tactic I use whenever I'd feel, uncomfortable or sick whenever I was tripping is I'd try really hard to focus on one object, right? That usually worked for me, but this time it didn't because there was way too much shit going on around me. And I was tripping way too hard and I was overwhelmed as fuck, dude. I was like, holy shit, like, I can't take this. There's so many headlights, there's cars, there's brake lights, there's stop signs, there's trees, there's people. Some guy's dog is across the street and it looks weird, his ears are bigger than his eyes right now to me. Dude, I look up at the sky and I think I see Jesus. Like, dude, this is fucked. I'm overwhelmed. So I sat there for what felt like an eternity. But in reality, it was maybe like, I don't know, probably like 15 minutes or some shit. Not even, it was probably like 5 minutes. But it felt like forever, dude. Finally, Jimmy's like, yo, bro, like, come on, like, let's keep going, like, let's go, dude. And at this point, I don't even know if he remembered where we were even headed. I stand up and he's like, let's go, dude. And he just starts walking in a random ass direction. He's like cutting through someone's backyard, now on my side of the neighborhood. And, these are all townhouses, so they don't have like actual fenced in yards. So you just walk right through them. But like, he's just walking through the grass and it's all muddy and snowy. And I'm like, bro, like, you're tweaking. Like, you're going crazy right now, And we get lost really quickly. I'm like, I could not fathom what Google Maps might do for me. So I'm like, dude, I don't know where the fuck we are, right? And we're kind of wandering around and we get out of that backyard and get back onto the main road that we just came from. And on that main road, or along that main road, at the end of it, on one corner, there's a Walgreens, right? And it's got bright ass lights. And we see this Walgreens, from the point of the backyard we cut out of again. We see this Walgreens now. We didn't before, but now we do. And it's like a beacon. It's like heaven. The gates to heaven have opened. We must go, dude. They're calling for us. So we're like, dude, let's go. Let's go to Walgreens, bro. Like, we see the sign. We see it. We're like, dude, we got to get there, bro. We can go there. Let's go. It's way closer. I don't know why we didn't think of this to begin with, right? Like, Walgreens is literally a 2-minute walk. Why did we try to go to McDonald's? We're stupid and on 3 tabs. Who cares? Let's just go. So We get over to this Walgreens, right? And we walk in there, and I remember it was literally, dude, it's so bright. The building is painted white. All the tiles in there are white. All the lights in there are bright white. Dude, it literally felt like I had just died and walked into heaven. I was like, holy shit. Jesus forgave my sins, bro. Like, no way, dude. This is kind of pog, dude. This is sick. So we walk back over to the drink section. I remember making just dead eye contact with every single person I walked past. Every person I walked past, I would just stare right at their face. And even if I walked past them, I would like look back at them because everyone's faces, I felt like they were staring at me. In reality, looking back at it now, I was definitely just some cracked out tweaker making everyone scared. But at the time, I was like, dude, these people just will not stop looking at me, dude. Like, bro, what, like, do y'all want something from me? Like, what is this? You know, like, what's going on here? So me and Jimmy, we get back to the drink coolers and we grab our beverages. You know, we grab our drinks. I don't really remember exactly what I grabbed, in all honesty, but I had a couple go-tos. So it was more than likely either A, a Mango Arizona, B, could have been a Dr. Pepper, or C, an orange juice. But I honestly don't recall which one I grabbed. Dude, it's been like 4 years. I don't fucking know, dude. Who knows, dude? But either way, we grabbed our beverages. That is the part I do remember. So obviously, I'm uncomfortable, and I feel like everyone's staring at me, dude. And there's a line formed up. There's only one cashier, and I'm like, bro, like, I can't go for this, you know? So Jimmy gets in line, right? Jimmy gets in line, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm uncomfortable, like these people are staring at me. So I take my drink and I go to the right of the cashier and I just walk out the fucking door, bro. I just dip, dude. And I walk out and I'm standing out there and I didn't even consider the fact that I was stealing. I didn't even think twice about that. I didn't even like mean to steal. I was just trying to get the fuck out with my beverage because I felt like everyone in there was about to like carve me up and eat me, dude. I was like, holy shit. Heaven's not what I expected. Gee, the angels hate me here. Like, I gotta go, you know? So I get back out and I wait for Jimmy to come out, and Jimmy ended up just stealing too. He just fucking left, dude. No one came out after. I mean, it's a drink, dude. No one's gonna come out, dude. I stole from that Walgreens all the time, low key. There was one time I got caught stealing some fucked up shit, dude. I got caught stealing like some condoms, dude, and like some triple C's and like some pokey. It was fucked up, dude. That's a different day. So either way, back on topic. So I'm hooting and hollering. Jimmy walks back out, and now we got to navigate back to his house. But luckily, we were at the Walgreens, which was a place that was kind of familiar. And from the Walgreens parking lot, you could see Jimmy's house kinda. Like, it was a very direct shot. So we go back in the direction we came from. And at that point, you know, we're like, okay, we just did this, you know, we can, at least I'm trying to, you know, kind of comfort myself. Like, okay, we just came from here, you know, we know the way back. But every time I felt like I was getting my bearings again, just something around me would distract me or overwhelm me and just get me to tweak again, dude. And some dude drove past, on our way back, some guy drove past and he honked. Presumably it's someone else, but we thought it was at us. And as soon as that guy honked, it was like natural instinct kicked in. We sprinted right back to his house like we knew the route the whole time, dude. We flew back to his house. I remember Jimmy just started running and I ran after him and I saw him and I was just following him. I was like, dude, holy fuck. And once again, all the colors around me are getting blurry. Everything's getting crazy. I get overwhelmed, but I didn't really get nauseous. You know, I handled it a lot better this time, right? I think it was just the initial trip. I don't know what it was. Maybe these tabs hit really hard, but like, dude, I was tripping too hard when I first came up. I was like, holy shit, I'm fucked right now. But it was still a fun-ass trip, dude. We run back to Jimmy's house, and now we're hooting and hollering. We've got our beverages, dude. We're good to go. And we opt to smoke another blunt, dude. We go out back to his sunroom again, and we spark up another blunt. And we're like, dude, it's too dark out here. Like, we can't see anything, you know? So we go stand on his front porch instead, you know, with all the lights on. And we're chilling out there, you know, we're hooting, we're hollering, we're having a blast, you know. It's a fine old time, right? And we smoked this blunt, and I just remember just tripping even harder as soon as we smacked this blunt. And we spent basically the rest of the evening just staring at walls, watching shit like King of the Hill, and playing League of Legends. It was honestly one of the most fun but like basic trips ever, dude. It was a hoot. But hey, man, hope you guys enjoyed this long-ass video. Drop a like if you did. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to cop some merch and sub if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, gamers.